Welcome. This is Barry Jones from the Angel School, and we're here for our weekly angel reading for October 1st through the 7th, 2018. So let's take a deep breath and take a moment to really tune in to the messages that are coming through our heart, and that is the sense that they're messages that you've been receiving through profound connections that you're making. And these connections are acting as a form of guidance, like a guiding star. And this is how they're showing it to me. So even though you may have these messages, coming towards you, there is still some vulnerability. Maybe you're thinking, you have some doubts, you're remembering how things went the last time you trusted this, and but the thing is that they're showing me that you're stronger than you were before, and it's a weird thing. It's almost like you're stronger. You have a stronger faith. You have you are stronger or more capable, more focused in how you nurture yourself, how you support and advocate for the messages that come to you, the experiences, these connections that you feel. They're stronger this time around, and so they want you to know ultimately that you're safe in all of this. And they keep writing the word cast as if somebody's been cast in a role, and they give me the sense as I'm seeing the word and I say that this is the right role for you. This is the right job. This is the right opportunity for you. You're like it's a perfect fit for you. And I'm seeing God's, and He's writing His name. So this is something that when I see the word God, it means that it has been taken care of, that it's been handled. And so all you have to do is really walk through it. But everything that you do, God is present with you and is supporting you and taking care of everything that you need. But maybe in this situation, you will be more confident in yourself to allow that to be revealed to you. And they're showing me a tree with a very wide trunk, and the branches are very low to the ground, but it's very full. I mean, it's a very full tree. So this tells me a few things: that your connection is broader, more expanded, which means that you have more resources, or your channel, the way that you there's more information coming to you. There's a more awareness available to you, and that the branches of the tree is closer to the ground. It gives me a sense that you're not going to feel like you have to reach so much in each part of this process, that you won't feel like there's so much effort, and that the ideas, the solutions come to you. You will feel like you're more in the flow, as if it's almost like having your head in the clouds, so to speak, but in this sense, in the higher streams of consciousness, is because what the branches and the foliage represent to me that spiritual consciousness, and that you have easier access to this. So that means that you'll be flowing more in your well-being, your vortex, however you call it, the higher dimensions. You'll have that availability to you, which means that you'll be aware of your choices. You will be more, feel more, you'll be aware of the choices. You'll be able to also act on them and choose from a place of focus, the writing, and clearer knowing. But this kind of knowing is just something that you just feel it. You feel it in every part of you. You feel completely inspired, and you're able to take action on those choices that are available to you. Okay, so let's just see. So they're writing the word laugh and comfort. And I guess it gives me a sense that you know, even though the contrast doesn't ever go away, because contrast is a part of what allows us to have the freedom, to feel that we have freedom. Okay, so that's really interesting. You know, contrast is there to allow us to feel that we have freedom. So without contrast, we wouldn't have use for free will. And so it's very much a part. We should never want to wish it away, but we have to learn how to change our attitude about it. And I think that this laugh, meaning in comfort, means that in this higher consciousness, you're not taking yourself so seriously. I think, you know, in the third dimension, we take ourselves so seriously. It's like a way to obsess, which is what the ego loves, and that's how we get stuck in cycles in the first place. You know, we think we're being very conscientious, and that we're more, I kind of find myself sometimes, you know, getting caught up in this, but that we're doing things better than others, and or that we're doing all the right things, and this makes us perfect. But we have to accept that the universe is imperfect, but that's what makes it perfect. If there was no contrast, then there would be no sense of this freedom or achievement or success or inner satisfaction or happiness, because all of this is coming as a gift. These feelings are the rewards of free will, of choosing your way through this human experiment, the ability to explore. And so that you reach this point where you don't take yourself as seriously. You do learn to have a sense of humor about it, and you are comforted by the reality of how things work within the physical experience, instead of complaining and criticizing every aspect of it. And even the things that we all seem to agree, but it's interesting that we're finding in these times that we all don't agree on the things that we all think are obviously disagreeable. So, and that there are people in our world right now who are playing important roles in helping us to align with the greater good. And the reason that they're so important in helping us to align with the greater good is because to you and I, we may find their actions, for whatever reason, disagreeable and probably very intense forms of that itself. So, but the thing is that they are helping us because that's what contrast does. Right now, you are getting super focused about your choices, about your purpose, because of these opposing ideas and actions. They it helps you to it's helping people to really figure out where they stand from the integrity of their soul. And it is not to say that I believe that the universe wants us to choose between what we call right and wrong and wants us to pick a side and stay on one. I do think there's a higher good, if you will, but we still need all the pieces in order to freely navigate and to search our own heart to discover who we truly are. And also these experiences bring forth those latent gifts and talents, the even aspects of our voice, our spiritual voice, that have not been allowed to express itself. So this is all functioning in this positive way overall. And so I believe that everything adds up to the highest good, but we got to have the imperfection to keep refining the highest good that is possible for us to live in every moment of our lives. So it can be overwhelming, and you can have doubts about that, and likewise you end up having doubts about your choices, about the paths that you've walked upon, and you've chosen them with every good intention, and but we still doubt it. So this is getting back to your personally to yourself, these doubts. But even in the midst of these doubts, we figure out a way to stand behind what we have begun, or what our intention was, or what our purpose was when we set out to do this thing. What ends up having to happen is that we have to clarify or sort of reposition ourselves about the intention, the integrity of our intention. We may have to, along the way, sort of review our intention, and to hold ourselves accountable, making sure that we haven't allowed the integrity to be forfeited in any way. But at the same time, we also have to allow for expansion, for growth. And so there's that flexibility in that, taking a look and seeing if something new has developed, and are we going this way or not. And so, but again, all the challenges that we refer to them as the lessons, help us to do that. It's the contrast that sets the stage for us to learn, to reflect, and to choose afresh when it's necessary. And if you really get it, you know that the universe is constantly updating as you are breathing and, and living, because every moment transforms you. And so therefore your intentions blossom, are continuously blossoming and unfolding and becoming something new and fresh. And so we can't really be intimidated by that, because it is very intimidating. But we don't want to become afraid of moving forward, and we don't want to place a seed of doubt in that connection of our soul from our guidance. So just trust that your guidance, you may be thinking, oh, it's leading me here because this is what's going to happen. But it may be leading you there because it knows how you're going to react. And so therefore, it needs you to go there in order for you, because it's about free will. It doesn't dictate the path. It suggests it, and it helps you to embrace it. So your guidance may take you over here, and you're disappointed, and you're like, then you go into this distrust. But your guidance took you there because the contrast that you would discover there would help you to figure out who you want to be and what it is that you really want to do. Or it's helping you to become more passionate about the purpose that you're on. Because it's not here to make any choices for you. It's not here to tell you what your purpose is. Your purpose comes out of your heart and your desire to serve. And only you, singularly you, but there's a collective that is with you and is supporting you, but you are making that decision. And once you have made up your mind, then everything, that all the pieces are drawn towards that idea that you're now focused upon, which we call, or you may call, your goal or your purpose. So they don't want you to when you get disappointed, you're usually disappointed in yourself. And you're not disappointed because your guidance didn't do the thing that you wanted it to do. You're disappointed because you have gone there and you have not been completely open to this experience, to the solutions and the answers that are there in any moment. And it's not about going somewhere. It's always about you just choosing from what's available to you where you are. Because it's always about where am I right now. It's not about where am I going, but where am I and what is here for me. And we often are so much thinking about where we're going that we keep not paying attention to what's going on where we are. Because that's where the action, that's where the point of change, if you really want to make a clear change in your life, that's where it's happening, right where you are right now. Not from some place that you think is better. And that if you had that, and if you were there, and if you were doing this, and if somebody was, then you would be in a better place. That is very disappointing thinking. And so if you get guidance and that's how you think of, oh, when I get there, so now I got to figure out how to get there. So guidance isn't talking to you about how to get there. Guidance is talking to you about where you are right now to make the best of what is here, because that's what's going to take you there. Okay? All right. So let's take a look at the card for the theme of the week from the Archangel Oracle. Oh, you can't. You gotta be kidding. This is the third week in a row. So we've had this happen in the last few years where we keep getting a card. Now, just looking at this card, spread your wings. Card is confirming for many of you that this is the time. This is not the time to hold back, as the card says. The timing is perfect. You're ready to soar. So that this card keeps coming up is that you are struggling with your guidance, and it's not because you don't trust your guidance. You don't trust yourself. You don't believe that you're ready to fly. You don't believe that yeah, because it's not even about you worrying about the timing. It's about you not believing that you're ready. And no amount of wanting and praying for something, because usually we pray for symptoms. We pray for things that we think are going to fix us and make us feel better. And if I get this, God, you give me this, I know I'll be all right. If you send me this, I know I'll be all right. Not necessarily so, because if you don't believe you are ready for a thing, and it may not be that thing. Again, you may be focused on the thing far away instead of the thing right here in the moment. And it's this thing right in the moment. It's a choice. A choice is a big deal because that's what your free will is based upon. So once you make up your mind that you are ready, I don't care if you don't have the money, the resources, or whatever XYZ thing you could come up with. Or it could be that you need you need this and this to happen to come together, and then, or this and this and then it's not so. What is not ready is you. You are not ready in your heart. So they were showing me the word passion and gateway. And before the reading started, my meditation, and it feels like right now that was referring to your heart, that your heart is the gateway. Your passion opens the door. So once you have a passion, you can't say no to it, but you can because you have free will. But the passion is, because it's showing me the mailbox, the passion is the message. When you're passionate about something, about anything, that within that vibration, passion is the word, but it's a vibration. Within that vibration is the message assuring you that this is the purpose for you right now. This is the passion right now that is the gateway to open the doors to the success, the continuing goals, etc., the unfolding experience. But you need a passion to access the gateway. You need a passion to bring you to that decision that will draw everything towards you. And you're ready. Stop talking about all the things that you need, that you lack, while that passion is flaring inside of you. Let that conversation of, see, what you're doing is that you're moving into the future, and you're saying how it all has to be set up in order to. Now, of course, our brains are really intelligent, and there are people who do planning and strategies, and they do it, and it's practical. There's a purpose. It fits in our, in life. But this is, am I going to say this is different? No. But this is unique because this is where any of those strategies or things that we need to get done. This is where it starts, but you can't chop this up. You can't chop a passion up and sell it off in pieces to, it's like hawking your passion. You cut it up and you throw it. Every time you criticize and you try to come up with all this strategy, the passion is you're supposed to leave it whole in order to inspire your organization, your strategy, your plans, your dreams, the brainstorming that comes out of it. But you don't sell your passion. And I know that doesn't make sense what I'm saying, but it's like when your passion that's yours. You hold on to that. You keep it and you let it be in its full form with its spiritual integrity, and you use it's your battery. It motivates you. And you start because it will never give it to you if you are not ready to start. Everything that you're thinking about ahead, you may not have all those things yet, but if you focus where your passion is telling you to start and keep moving from there, unfolding step by step, you will, by the time you need all those things, they will be in place. You will move in such a way that you will choose from the confidence of your passion. And this confidence will attract to you the network of opportunities that you need in order to fulfill those things that you at this moment see you lack. See that you lack. Okay? All right, let's take a look at the card because I feel like I could never stop talking about that. So let's take a look at the card for the beginning of the week. It's really important. And we have the Magician. And you know what the message of this card in these decks always says? You are ready, So it says you can do anything. Take charge of your life. You can manifest what you need to be a success. So this is telling you that the Magician card tells you that you have the tools. You know how to work with the elements. And all you need to do is have that passion, and the elements will appear to you in different combinations in ways that you need to move them in order to conjure what you call to you, what you need. And it will come to you and it will feel as though you are this magical meaning to me, that everything is flowing and you're flowing with it, and it's flowing, seems to be flowing your way and you're flowing with it, but both, right? Sort of both. So, all right, let's take a look. Let me just see what other messages are coming about this card. So, this card just really gives you that strong feeling to go for it, to trust yourself. There is nothing that you're lacking inside of yourself. I'm saying the raw materials that you need to begin is the passion, the desire, the will. That's what you really need. And that's why it's important for you to stay in the moment and be local about how you start. Meaning, what can you do right now? Don't think about all the things that you can't do right now because they're not available to you. But other things that are available to you, no matter how little it is, it may seem to you, if it allows you to feel connected to your passion, if it allows you to feel like you're doing something about this passion, then be satisfied with that. Delve into it and you'll see that it's much bigger than you realize. Because when you're passionate, it has a way of stretching things out for you. It has a way of of just reshaping how you feel about what your circumstances that you're in right now. It elevates you. It's very that's really true magic. How something in our brain totally shifts when we have these thoughts that we resonate with, and they resonate with us so deeply that they create this emotion, this deep emotion. That's an emotion of love and desire and purpose that we call a passion. And once we start doing any little activity that is about this passion, we become elevated. And we still may have what you may perceive through your ego as all kinds of other issues and all kinds of other you may have a situation with just dire restraints, but in that moment it's like somebody put a happy pill, and you can't even feel your despair while you're engaged in the passion. So don't limit yourself by focusing on the limiting resources, but focus on what you can do. Okay? Let's take a look at the card for the middle of the week. Wow. Okay. The Nine of Autumn has come up again as well. So this is the Pentacles card. So this card is about, it says, reward yourself for all your hard work. Be happily and successfully employed, cherishing your time alone. So this is about you maybe being ready to, first of all, this is a card about independence. And so even if it's not about you, starting your own business or working for yourself, this may be that you're ready to step out on your own in some way. So even if you're working within a company, it may be that you have this idea that you've been sitting on and that you haven't shared, and you're waiting for the right time to put it out there. And now this could be saying that this is the time for you to do that, to share that. It could also be that you have been doing something a particular way, and you've had this sense that you could do it a better way, that you have this really personal way of doing things that you have been reluctant to do. And it's sort of like they're showing me, I don't know what this means, but it's like, you know how you used to get on the ground and play horsey and doggy, and you let people ride on your back? And it's like, that's what they're showing me right now, that you have been letting people ride on your back, instead of the other way around. I don't know if that's what we really ever want to do, but the thing is that you've not been expressing your own ideas. You've not been getting credit for them either, because you're afraid to let people know that they come from you. You'll go to somebody else and maybe to like your supervisor, and you'll tell them, and then you let them present it and let them, and so there's something about you needing to step up and be recognized, and to be independent, to be recognized independently of others, maybe out of a group, that you like to do things in a group, but you're afraid to stand out there on your own. You kind of get where we're going with this, but this is really what the message, but the whole thing is that you're ready for this. You've been ready. You're in the wrong position. You think that you lack something, and actually you are the one who holds the key to really allow this to really pull off in the way that it needs to. Okay. So now we have the Princess of Spring, or Wands, coming up again. And this card says it's time to go after your dreams. Do something that expands your horizons. Let your creativity take flight. So, another message about going after your dreams. And this card is saying that, yeah, we acknowledge that you don't, um, okay, of course, this is like pages, this is about messages, so pay attention to those. You're, you have some, that you're innovative. There's something new, the princess is like young, usually young. There's something new but it's new and fresh. Ideas that you have, it's time to bring those forward. They're going to help you to be recognized for who you are, to give you that independent recognition. Okay. And this is where you will really grow. Your creativity will grow. So it's like being in the spotlight and being recognized, and coming out of the group, or how coming out of your closet will allow you, to develop a trust in your ideas, in your innovative ideas. The more you hide, the less that this talent is really going to flourish, and it's really going to pay off. I get a sense that the things that you want, all the things that you want, all the things that where you say, "Oh, my life could be better if I da 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 da," will happen the moment you step out in front. The moment you own your ideas, the moment that you're ready to be the voice that represents your innovations. Once you put yourself out there in front, that's when, yes, you're gonna feel challenged because you're thinking to yourself, "Well, how do I keep up with this? And maybe I don't have enough ideas." But you have an idea right now. And when you get in that position where everybody recognizes you and they look to you for them, they're gonna come because they come to you, out of intuitively. It's almost like, for me, I find that sometimes when somebody's talking to me, all of a sudden I get ideas, and that's what's going to happen. You don't make them happen. When somebody puts you in that position, you are able to hear those messages clearly. It's like the right messages come. It's almost as if the right guides stand beside you and give you the information, depending on who you're talking to and what the situation is about. And so this is what you need to trust. This is what makes you so good, but you're quiet about it. And you need to step out and not be afraid, and trust that it will come. Trust that it will come when you need it. You just need to show up. But right now, show up for you. This is what I really get with this reading is show up for you. And then you'll see that the universe and all those desires and the things that you need and want to feel successful and happy, they will come to you because you've shown up. All right. So look at this card. So this is a message from the bottom. It's telling us what's going on underneath. And so this card would then tell us that you're having issues about your worth. That's what's holding you back. That's what why this card keeps coming up. Spread your wings. You're having issues about your worth. You either don't feel that you're deserving, and this causes you to feel, because look, it's interesting that these two cards are like the opposite of each other. This person has succeeded in the Nine of Autumn. They're very successful. They're so successful that they're financially independent. And here in the Five of Autumn, this person is struggling. They feel powerless, and they need a helping hand, and they're afraid to reach out. And that's a key in this as well. Being afraid to reach out. You're in positions where you can change your life, but you won't reach out. You won't allow yourself to be recognized. You won't allow your voice to speak independently of the group. So you get kind of lost, and it's holding you back. But the reason that you hide, because you're not lost, you are hiding, is because you don't believe in the value of anything that you would present, which is about not believing in the value of your abilities, your talents, you don't trust yourself. See, it's never about, and this is what we said at the beginning, it's not about you not trusting your guidance. You don't trust yourself. And you can't do that until you start putting yourself out there. So the advice in this card is to start reaching out, networking, reaching out, asking for help, getting the help that you need in this new age of information. You can find anything on the internet, on YouTube. If there's something you don't know, you can learn it. I mean, there's just an abundance of resources available to you, more than ever. So don't allow yourself to be hindered. Trust. Trust. So I send you lots of love and angel blessings. I thank you all for joining us this week. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. Also, remember the notification bell there. You can, so you'll know when the videos come up. I finally got the card I was missing from the Dragon Oracle by Diana Cooper from Hay House. It took them quite a long time, but I guess I'm not going to be negative and say anything else about it. But so I will hopefully have that video up sometime this week. I've also gotten the new deck of cards from Kyle Gray, I think it's Angels and Ancestors. That's very beautiful, so I'll share that with you in a separate video, each one of these card decks in a separate video. And let's see, I'm looking forward to doing some additional videos this year on cards that I like to use, or some other topics. So as I'll get around to that, and I'm not very technologically, but I will try to step into whatever, and tap into my inner being and figure these things out. But I thank you for joining us. If you haven't had an opportunity to have an angel reading with me, if you're looking for one and this feels right to you, then you can contact me at theangelschool.com, which you can find in the description link below. If you haven't followed us for the daily card messages, you can find that description below this video from my Facebook page. Okay, and we do the daily card messages Monday through Friday. So if you haven't checked that out, please tune in there. So have a beautiful week, and think about your passion. Don't think about anything else. Don't think about anything else you need in order to fulfill it. Just focus on your passion. Be clear and reflect on that. Let yourself own it, and then make a decision. That's all for now. Make the decision, and find that place, no matter how simple or insignificant it feels to you, but start there. All right? So, God bless you all, and have a beautiful week.